We're born alone, we die alone. And in between, we spend our lives looking for something, connection. That's all we want. Every once in a while, we might find it in a true friend. Many friendships will come only to fade as quickly as a firework, but some, a rare and precious few, turn life up to 11 and keep it there. You gotta hold on to friends like these because, just like air, you'll miss them when they're gone. No one else gets it, but they do, because they know what's in your soul, your heart, your mind. They can blindside you, come out of nowhere, but you'll know them right away. You'll click as perfectly as a jack plug into an amp. They'll know what you're thinking before you've thought it. Anticipating your every move, they'll understand the demons as well as the angels inside of you, never judging you for it either. And together, you'll uncage a thrill that makes you surge with life, but don't be fooled. Friendships are not easy. You gotta put the effort in and take as good care of them as you do your own flesh. There will be good times and epic, adrenaline-filled challenges where it seems there's no way you can make it, but if you trust in one another and commit, you'll find a way, coming through together, closer, stronger. Even so, you, they, the world, in time, everything and everyone changes. Slowly, that boiling energy of young friendship will cool and be replaced by the bonds of a deep, mutual history, complete with the scars that tell the stories of a lifetime well lived. It's as inevitable as ripples altering their size. So don't fight it, go with it. Ride it out together.
Nobody knows exactly when the first ant stole the first picnic from somebody, but we know it was probably in Africa. Recently I learned the study of ants isn't anthropology, entomology, anthropology, or any word that has ant in it at all. The common filth ant will spend its entire life simping for a queen that wants nothing to do with him. Yet each wanders searching for food selflessly to continue his species. It begs the question, what really makes us so different from ants? I see them everywhere I go, from Domino's Pizza to the bank. Hi, I'm David Attenborough, and I am old as shit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it recording now? You don't see a red light when it records?
Yeah, I have a red light on my side.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. I'm on this on this side.
Ian's doing something that I always wanted to do.
Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper, hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper, hamburger, 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 hum.
Is go to a foreign country, live there. Who knows what he'll be there, 2 years or 20 years. We don't know. He doesn't know. But he could. And so I think it takes courage. It takes kind of putting yourself in the right position. And I think you'll be a great ambassador. Because I think anytime you go from one country to the other, you're sort of an ambassador. You're just, you want to think like you're representing the best of us. And I'm pretty excited about him creating his new life over there. I'm going to miss him a lot. And hopefully I'll be able to see him. But somebody told me this right when the kids were born. They said, bringing children into the world is like getting a great big bow and putting an arrow on it and pulling it back as hard as you can, and you aim in the right direction and you let go. And that arrow, you aimed well, it could go in the right direction, but it might not. But at the end of the day, that individual decides where that arrow goes. All the parent did was pull the string back. And I kind of feel like that's where he's going. And I always wanted my kids to be free, just to fly. Nothing holds you back.
One word that I would describe Ian in. Wow, there's so many words. That's a vast question.
Ian's kind.
Sensitive.
Like blessed, you know, just courageous. He's courageous.
I'd say that he's happy.
Let's say industrious is probably the word I would go with. He's probably one of the most industrious people that I know.
There is a place where the sidewalk ends and before the street begins, and there the grass grows soft and white, and there the sun burns crimson bright, and there the moon-bird rests from his flight to cool in the peppermint wind. Let us leave this place where the smoke blows black and the dark street winds and bends. Past the pits where the asphalt flowers grow, we shall walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and watch where the sharp white arrows go to the place where the sidewalk ends. Yes, we'll walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and we'll go where the sharp white arrows go, for the children they mark, and the children they know the place where the sidewalk ends.
He just spoke so beautifully with such good posture, good voice. He just reached out to people in such a confident way. And I remember just calling Eddie and saying, "You're not gonna believe Ian just went to the podium and you just had to see him speaking." It was, I just didn't know he had that power to communicate with people like that. That was the first time. But then I realized that that was a strength that he had all the time with him, and I hadn't seen it in public.
Ian's a pretty tame, nice guy. But there was one night where he went wild. It all started with and that was the craziest night of my life. But for Ian, it was just another Tuesday.
It was about teaching the connection between your brain and your hand. So they would start off with like putting, balls this size into a smaller things. It's about coordination, getting your hand eye coordination, and as you work to smaller and smaller things, ultimately you work to things that required tweezers. Basically something maybe even smaller than a BB. And you had to one by one place those little BBs from one cup to another. And it was all about teaching motor skills. And Ed was exceedingly good at it. In fact, he was so good at it that the teacher said, "I think your son has a problem." I go, "What?" "Well, he's a little too careful." I go, "What do you mean too careful?" "Well, just the way he moves the beads around on the little board at school." I said, honestly, I thought that's a bunch of crap. And so for a couple of months, she would say this, and she said, "We think your son needs some therapy." I thought, "Oh my God, you've got to be kidding me." And so we ended up going. I said, all right, whatever. If you think it'll help my son, that's fine. So we ended up taking him to what they call an occupational therapist. I didn't even know. I thought that was like when you hurt yourself. But evidently, that's like a special psychologist that deals with kids. And she took Ian in one day a week for about 4 or 5 weeks. And she would spin. They would get on a little thing and it would spin round all the way one way and spin the other way. And Ian loved it. He did that for hours. So Ian didn't see this as like some kind of I'm behind or whatever. He thought it was just a fun activity. And I don't know what the heck it did. Maybe it helped him. But that carefulness he carried all the way into life when he does electronics or anything. So that you could see these little glimmers of things that they do as babies or kids and that they sort of carry through life. That was one story.
Foibles? Oh, there's too many. I could write a book. What foibles of Ian stand out to me?
When he cooks, you can tell that he cooked because there's a mess everywhere in the kitchen. He'll have rice out on the counter for days, just dishes in the sink. So he loves to cook. He's a good cook, but he gets a little messy with it.
I really love his nuances for a very clean environment, and yet how day to day he just makes messes and will leave them behind and then think they're someone else's. I love that. That's one of his foibles, like he will clean his room. Like he'll smell something, a scent, and he'll just spend 2-3 hours deep cleaning his whole room or space, living space and quarters. But he'll just come, he'll cook food, he'll clean. But then he'll just leave his dishes there and be like, I'll get to it later. And then like a week will pass and be like, they're still there. And like, I catch a whiff of something,
The year is 2025. This is our president. This is how much gas costs. And this is the most beautiful person in the world. This is what the trees look like, the flowers, and the creatures. This is what a friend looks like. This is his favorite snack and his best hat. This is the world he's leaving behind and the world he's joining. This is for you, buddy. Your impact on the world cannot simply be measured by the lives that you touch every day, but the future waves you've already made. Your dedication to changing the world in your own way is incredible and inspiring. The passion projects that you engage in, like OSM, your work in database construction for Energy Plus, and the work you've done for WikiCommons is thankless yet necessary. To see someone so invested in things outside of themselves inspires me as your friend to volunteer more and share my positive passions with their respective communities. Your personal ideology about the world meshes so well with my own sensibilities, which in turn are so out of place in our modern American culture that I've found an unlikely kinship with your mind. Although it saddens me greatly to know you're crossing over into a new life across the ocean, I know with conviction, doubtless, your imminent ascension. Unfettered by the norms present, you may find yourself a wiser daedalus than most, able to craft as you please for the cause you desire. I wish you the best of luck, and you will always be the greatest of friends and a brother eternal. We love you, Ian.